So now is the intermission. So during the intermission phase, you're going to role play the transformation of Sheath into the magical weapon slash armor.
Right.
Right.
And what is like the sort of catalyst for this? What sort of leads up to this event happening?
Good question. Um, so it's not really spelled out but what I did last time was, I think I did like a thing where where Landon's eyes turn red, and then he with like a flick of the wrist, his bookstore explodes, and a giant dragon comes out of the wreckage, and he looks best, and there's a giant dragon that's going to consume the city, and so that's where you guys come in.
Okay, so it seems then that the transformation between Landon and Chester should be the first one that we do, since they're sort of the antagonists of this scenario.
Sure. Yes. So Landon is shaking, and Chester comes up to him and says, "Landon, are you okay?" And Landon grabs him by the neck and just thrusts his fist into his chest, rips out a book with a grin, and opens up the bloody flesh specked book to a page and starts chanting something.
And at that moment, Chester collapses to the ground, and with what he believes is going to be his last breath, he says, "All right, if this is what you wanted, buddy." And then his eyes close.
Yes. Yeah. So, okay. So now we will go to Frank O'Connor.
So, Frank, let's not have it be a dragon in this one, since you're making this king in yellow. It's actually a giant octopus.
No, okay. A giant octopus. There we go.
That just starts looming over over like a nearby, sort of like a downtown or shopping district down the way from the university.
Mm-hmm.
Question: do the Sheathes know what they're supposed to do in this case? Is it like an instinctive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is also a few days after. We'll also say this is a few days that after Frank has been teaching Lingji about some more of the humanities, the fine arts, instead of just strict academia.
Yeah, she's a physicist.
She's a physicist, and he's been teaching her about song.
The real important things.
So she studies the things that makes life better, but Frank studies the things that makes life better. Better in two different ways.
He's like, let me tell you a song by the Smiths.
No. No. So he looks at the octopus looming over in the downtown district, and something immediately just sort of wells up in him. And he immediately begins thinking of the legendary Gaelic folk hero, Finn McCool.
Oh, Finn McCool.
Finn McCool. And he just feels compelled to take the penny whistle out of his jacket pocket and start playing an old instrumental jig that was written to honor Finn McCool. And that is sort of what kicks off the transformation. Musical notes start emanating from around his feet, shining in brilliant colors of green, white, and orange. The colors of the flag of Ireland.
Okay, so Ling T feels feels the music like wash over her and wrap around her, right? And she feels a very strange sense of warmth, and at the same time she feels a bit lighter, like she feels her body becoming like lighter and a bit more, what's the word, intangible, as if she feels herself fading away, but it's not like an uncomfortable fading away or like I don't want to go kind of fading away, but it's more like she feels like it's kind of like relaxing. She's she's more like comfortable and relaxed than she's been in her life. And as she like leans back into the music, her body slowly starts to like dissolve into particles, and these particles reform themselves into like this beautiful metallic flute, 3-part flute, or rather 3 flutes that are chained together. Yeah, 3 flutes that are chained together, and they have like because she's a physicist, right? They have like mathematical formulae written along the side, like, all the way down.
I like it. And Frank, when he's done playing, he realizes he's holding the 3-section staff made of flutes in his hands, and he immediately knows what he must do. He's never had a home before, but he knows that it is something that a home is something that is worth protecting, and this city is worth protecting.
Very nice.
Nice, very nice. So I guess that's mine next.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so the first thing that happens is it feels like the breaking of the bookstore and the emergence of the octopus causes the ground to tremor, so it feels like an earthquake again, and like Chrysanthemum at the bar is like, seriously, again? I just got here! Right. So she at this point she probably opened her new franchise bar tavern like about a few weeks ago. It's just got it running smoothly. Probably Keith is like at the bar as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Probably drinking as usual. And she's like she's like again, then she rushes out to see what's happening, and she sees this giant yellow octopus, and she's like, wait, the octopus is yellow, right? Okay, the octopus is now yellow, let's just have a yellow octopus.
Okay.
So she exits, she throws open the door, and she sees this giant octopus, and she's like, what the fuck? But at the same time, she has like this kind of excited glimmer in her eye, because she's kind of gotten a bit of a high from all the monster hunting she's been doing, and she's like, this is a very big target, and this is a very big prey, and this is most likely going to be the most exciting hunt of her life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how the transformation? How would I turn Keith into a beer? It's a very good question.
All right, I have an idea. I have an idea if Matt can't come up with anything.
Let's hear what you have.
All right, so Keith is just sort of nursing his beer, holding it up to his lips, drinking it down, and it takes him a little bit longer than usual for him to finish his beer, and then he finds himself slipping and falling into his own glass that he's drinking out of. And it just sort of something happens from there.
It's like, okay, so I think what happens is that he's like, I guess Keith would feel something like, see all this happening and see Chrysanthemum getting really excited. He's like, not again. Kind of feeling. And
that's what prompts him to start drinking heavily from his beer cup.
Yeah, and then when he like slams the beer mug on the table and is about to get up to, because he's planning to slam the beer mug on the table and get up to like go and join her as usual. But when slamming the beer mug on the table, like the same forward momentum for some reason carries him forward, and he ends up like falling into the beer glass. And he changes into like basically the substance that he enjoys the most. And Chrysanthemum is like turns around and is like, Keith, stop drinking, let's go. And she's like, wait, Keith? Where are you?
Then you have to reach into the glass and pull it out.
No. We said that it was sort of like a water elemental that flows around
right.
the
Yeah.
chrysanthemum.
So it kind of like the beer suddenly like levitates itself out of the cup, right? She's like, the fuck? And like kind of approaches her and curls around her arm, and she's like, so there you are. She's like, well. So it curls around her arm, and it's like, you know like those snake type whips kind of thing. So it's like it curls around her arm, and the end branches out, but the end is like, the end is not just like a single. It's not a simple whip. It's like, it's a whip blade.
A lash with like multiple heads or strands.
No. Do you know what's a? Let me find a picture. The whip blade, like it's an actual weapon.
Oh, whip blade. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Indian thing.
Yeah, the Indian thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it basically turns into that. As in, it takes that form, and then she's like strikes the gun. And she's like, this is better. This is definitely better than a spear.
Gotcha.
And she's like, if we get out of this, I'm halving your tab. And then she just like starts like running towards like the biggest hunt of her life, because that's something that she's always wanted to do. Like in her own, back in her own world, she always wanted to be an adventurer as well, but she couldn't, or rather, there was too much competition in that sense because she's of average strength. But in this world, because people are so afraid, she has more of chances to go around killing things that threaten the peace, I guess. Yeah.
Gotcha.